Hello, friends, it's Orion, and this is going to be something new for this channel. So, I'm not going to be doing all toys or all one thing, it's going to be like kind of random. So, for this week, we're doing a drawing and talking a little bit about my situation of what happened to me. So, um, I'm an artist, a toy designer, and I had a stroke in 2022 during St. Patrick's Day, and like ever since then, I couldn't draw anymore with my right hand. Uh, it doesn't function very good, and I can't like do drawing. I can't like play guitar or build stuff. It's just kind of it's difficult to like move around. So I had to learn how to draw and do stuff with my left hand. Now that is super difficult because when I first started to draw with my left hand, um, it took a lot of energy from me, and it was just kind of draining and super hard to do. It just, you know, I had to like really concentrate to get line on pencil and just draw. But I've been working at it every day and just really taking it hard. But yeah. So today I'm gonna do some drawing. I have no idea what I'm gonna draw. Just put pencil to pen paper and see what happens. And we'll chit chat a bit. So yeah. Alright. Now this drawing or this style drawing, I don't usually go into drawing unplanned. I usually like plan it out and kind of have an idea in my head usually, but this is not the case for this. This one I went in blindly and didn't really have any idea of what I was going to draw. But as you can see, it started off with the head. At this point, I kind of realized or I kind of had an idea of a pose that I was doing, and I was gonna use my character Megumi for this, and as you can see him. Oh yeah, I also sped up the drawings because I didn't want this video to be like an hour long, so I sped it up a lot. Yeah, you can tell like this is really not how I draw because I'm kind of sketching it out, and it's not like long lines that I usually do. But here's I started drawing the M in her hair. So yeah. Now, when I woke up in the hospital after my stroke, and I realized that my right hand wasn't working, the one thing that I was really afraid of was not being able to draw and not being able to draw my character Megumi ever again. So I kind of I just practiced really hard just to make sure I can bring her to life. I mean, I've had numerous times tried to to bring her story out, but it never really panned out. Like when I first had the character, which was after college, like 2005, it kind of was like a really like totally different from what it ended up being in 2010, which is when the comic that I created for her came out. And even now, today, when I completely changed a lot of stuff and just because, like, you know, my a lot of my interests in movies and just the style of storytelling is like really horror based, and I kind of wanted that feel, like the feel of desperation with the characters, and to have that scary kind of feel to the story, because you know there's like so many stories about like zombies and war, or fighting resistance, fighting bad guys and whatever, and that's cool. But what if they were all thrown in together? You know, the resistance is like trying to fight like a huge thing of zombies. You know, it's something like that. Just wanted it to be like scary, but still feel like an adventure at the same time. Also, if you follow my Instagram, my drawing Instagram, you'll notice that I draw on. I'm drawing on uh, cardstock here, and on my drawings in Instagram, I actually draw in like a small sketchbook, which is about half the size of this. It's easier for me to take it out and draw like at like Starbucks or like a cafe or whatever, and that's what I usually do on the weekends. So I usually go to a cafe or in Little Tokyo, just hang around like at a coffee bean or whatever, and just draw. And you know, you sit down and you draw, and then you get all these ideas. But yeah, it's just how do you take it with you wherever you are? You know, I can't bring this all the time. This size of a paper. This one requires for me to carry a backpack everywhere I go, and that's nice. But or I can do that, but I always had to bring something to protect the paper or the pencils that's in. And that's it's easier just to bring a smaller sketchbook. Also, it's easier to sketch around, like, you know, just sitting down somewhere under a tree or whatever. So it's good. If you're wondering why I'm flipping around the paper a lot, it's kind of what I do. I draw like I flip the page around like quite often when I'm drawing, just because I can see it differently. Like sometimes I would actually kind of look behind the drawing or yeah, behind the drawing, so I can see like a reflection, or not a reflection, like the drawing backwards. But yeah. Now, when I was in the hospital, um, one of the nurses was saying that I should, really try to use my left hand while I was there, and um, or not my left hand, my right hand, and she gave me like a grip thing to try to grip the pencil, and it was quite difficult to even try to draw a straight line. But so then eventually I kind of tried to use my left hand, and I had more control with my left hand, but it was really draining on my brain. Like, I would get tired, and um, I usually can't like picture the drawing as well with my left hand at first. So it took a while to get used to that, but I'm getting slowly getting used to it every day that I draw. I noticed with this drawing, I'm like focusing on small areas a little too long, a lot longer than I usually do, because haven't like actually laid out the entire body yet. But again, this is really a test to see how it is to draw under this camera. Basically, as you can see, the camera's right in my face, and I have my drawing on another stand, so, to kind of elevate and tilt it up towards me, and yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of easier to draw like this with a smaller paper with like my sketchbook, but with this pad, or not pad, this clipboard is actually, it feels different, but I have to get used to it, so just have to keep at it. Now, at that breaking point, I kind of took a break. You know, when I draw in my room like this, I don't usually draw in my room. I'm usually in front of the TV, and I have like my water or my coffee next to me, so I can just drink rehydrate. So at that time, I went, to the living room and drank some water, and now I'm back to drawing. And I think right here, I was trying to think of like how I wanted her legs to be, and now Megumi is supposed to be. She's like a ninja. Like, that's the best I can describe her. She's a ninja, like, not like in the traditional sense, like where she has the clothes and the hood and whatever, but she's just like, really stealthy, and she's like very good hand combat, and she's light on her feet, but I have no idea what I was getting at, but yeah, so kind of wanted to have her flow. Here I'm like changing out her facial expression. Now Megumi came about basically after watching a lot of Naruto and uh, an anime called The Adventures of Kotetsu, and I just like been fascinated with like girls with swords and who are really adventurous yet really powerful, and I kind of wanted to create that type of character with Megumi. So I made her like a really powerful character that is like super into beating up bad guys, and just how to back then was like what kind of story am I making? Is she gonna be battling bad guys only, or is she gonna go on adventures? What is it? Then because I was like super huge into horror, I kind of wanted to add that element into the story. So I kind of came up with the writing, which is basically they're basically zombies. They look like zombies. They they act like zombies. But the thing is that these guys are not dead. They're very much aware. It's just that their bodies is like rotting away, and they're it's just like a zombie, but it's not a zombie, and you're trying to fight these guys who are trying to take the children of your village or whatever, and I don't really want to give away the rest of the story, but yeah, let's just say that she is a protector of the village children, and she fights with her two karambit knives. That's the type of knife she has. I originally drew her with like a buster blade, and I thought that was so Final Fantasy VII or Berserk, and I was like, oh, let's give her a katana. And then katanas were like very cliche for this type of character, so I just kind of fooled around with whatever type of knife she had, and this Karambit, I like the look of it, and the way that the martial artists fight with it. So wanted to try it for her. Now here I'm actually starting to draw in the rotting rotting character. He's a big boy, very scary. I'm not sure why I'm using a 0.5 lead here for the dark lines, because I usually use my 0.7 or 0.9 for this. But yeah. And the HB pencil I use a lot and have multiple of them, but for some reason we went to the art store and they were all out of HB pencils. So I still need to hit another one up soon and get a new set of HB pencils. Yeah. I just went like a couple days ago. They were all out. They were all empty. Oh yeah. So Megumi's done in a more anime style than what I've been drawing before, and she was probably one of the first characters of mine that was anime, with the exception of Weird World, but the one that I focused on, her Megumi, she was mostly anime, so I wanted her to have like a more anime feel. And actually, after my stroke, the drawing anime style, like, compared to like regular comic book style, is difficult to go back and forth from the two different styles, just because, like, with anime you have to kind of make sure that, you know, you have to, I don't know how to say it, it's not that there's not as much detail, it's just that the styling has to look a certain way, I guess, um, for me. And yeah. Now there's still some regular style or comic book style stylings I use, which is like in like here I draw a pillar and just putting in like bullet holes or cracks or whatever in the pillar, to give it some worn down look or whatever, weathering. But yeah. My little autograph. There's a drawing. So, that's me drawing with my left hand. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel here. And if you would like, you can click the link in the description to my Ko-fi account, and you can help me out or whatever. So stay tuned next week because we'll have some more stuff. Right? Thanks. Bye.